Today, we're diving into the future of our skies. It's a future being completely rewritten by artificial intelligence, and it brings up some really big ethical questions that, we have to answer before we go all in.
Just imagine, for a second, a world where our planes can actually predict their own maintenance. Analyzing thousands of data points to flag a tiny issue weeks, even months, before it could ever become a real problem.
Or picture this, our skies managed so perfectly by AI that air traffic jams are just a thing of the past. Every flight route is optimized for total efficiency, which means way fewer delays for all of us.
And how about planes that can perform absolutely flawless vision-based landings in pretty much any weather, all guided by an intelligence that can see and react to things way faster than the human eye?
Now, this isn't some far-off sci-fi dream. This is the very real future that AI is bringing to aviation. But the big question is, are we ready for it? Because to get there safely, we've got some pretty complex challenges to navigate.
So first up, let's just talk about the incredible promise AI holds. Because it's not on the way, it's already here, working behind the scenes, making flying safer, cleaner, and more efficient than it's ever been.
And we're seeing these benefits in the real world, right now. You've got companies like Lufthansa Technik using AI to predict when a part might fail, which slashes downtime. Then there's Airbus, which has already shown off a plane that can take off and land all by itself. And on top of all that, AI is even helping us fly greener. And the environmental impact? Well, it could be huge. Get this. By crunching weather data to find the exact right altitudes where those white contrails are less likely to form, AI helped cut their formation by 54% in a recent trial. That is a massive win for sustainability, and it was achieved just by being smarter with data. But as with any huge technological leap, this one comes with a whole storm of ethical questions. And when you're talking about aviation, these questions go way beyond just typical safety concerns. We all remember the tragic Boeing 737 MAX crashes. They're just such a sobering and powerful reminder of what's at stake. They really showed the world the devastating consequences that can happen when automated systems have flaws, especially when the humans in the cockpit aren't fully able to understand or override them.
A really central issue we're facing with advanced AI is something called the black box problem. So think about it. If a super complex AI makes a critical decision in the cockpit, but we can't fully unpack why it made that choice, well, how can we truly trust it? How do we verify its logic when lives are on the line?
And that's exactly why. When you ask pilots and air traffic controllers what they want from AI, their number one demand, hands down, is explainability. They need to understand the why behind what the AI is suggesting before they can possibly act on it. Makes sense, right?
But it doesn't stop with transparency. We're facing other tricky hurdles too. Could AI pricing models end up being discriminatory? How do we protect all the personal data needed to customize our flights? And maybe the toughest question of all, if an autonomous system makes a fatal mistake, who is legally responsible? The programmer? The airline? The manufacturer?
Okay, so with all those challenges on the table, how do we chart a responsible course forward? Well, the good news is that regulators and industry leaders aren't just sitting back and watching this happen. They're actively building the frameworks for a safe, AI-powered future in our skies.
What's really interesting here is how the world's two biggest aviation regulators are tackling this. In Europe, you've got EASA, and they're focused on a human-centric approach, really tying their rules into the broader EU AI Act. Over in the US, the FAA is adapting its tried-and-true safety models to meet the unique challenges of AI. So, different paths, but they're both headed to the same destination, safety. And it's not just the governments, which is great to see. Big industry players like Rolls-Royce are creating really practical tools. Their Alethea framework is basically a 32-point checklist that any company can use to go from just talking about ethics to actually building it into their AI development process. In the middle of all this talk about automation and algorithms, a really powerful consensus has started to form. The future isn't about replacing the human pilot, it's about empowering them. And public opinion on this is, well, it's overwhelming. When you ask passengers, a staggering 85% say they want AI to assist human operators, not take over. The message couldn't be clearer. People want a human pilot in ultimate control of the plane. So this is the crucial distinction, the big shift in thinking. We're moving away from the old idea of pure automation, where a machine just takes over a human's job, and we're moving toward augmentation,
That's where AI acts as this incredibly smart tool that helps humans do their jobs better, faster, and most importantly, safer.
And we're already seeing this in action with amazing systems like MIT's Air Guardian. It doesn't just fly the plane, it actually watches the pilot's attention patterns and its own, creating this genuine partnership where the human and the machine are literally looking out for each other. It's all about making sure everyone is focused on what matters most.
So, what does all this mean for the future of flight? As we're standing here on the edge of this brand new era, what are the key things we need to remember to chart a responsible course forward?
It really seems to boil down to these 4 clear principles. Number 1, always keep a human in the loop for the big, critical decisions. 2, test these AI systems with a whole new level of rigor, one that accounts for their unique complexities. 3, be totally transparent with everybody about how the AI is being used. And 4, make sure everyone, regulators, airlines, tech companies, is working together. Ultimately, the challenge here isn't just about building smarter technology. It's about having the wisdom and the foresight to use that technology responsibly. There's no doubt AI can make our planes smarter. The real question is, can we be wise enough to make sure that evolution serves the values of safety and trust that have always been the bedrock of aviation?